Welcome to Happiest Places Home, the interior design channel. If you're into interior design, you'll love it here. I'm Suzanne, an interior designer and your hostess. This past week was a bit of a special one for us at Happiest Places Home because we were in Disney World all week, but we have just returned and I edited this video together and got it out right on time for you. But while I was there, I ventured outside of the parks to see if I could find you some design finds and deals, and I did. There is a World Market near Disney World, and it's a very pretty store, a large one. And I found wonderful bargains for you, things that look very Pottery Barn, or just fun finds. So why don't we get into those, and then at the end, I'll show you some wonderful bedroom looks that I found for you at wonderful prices, and I'll show you how they compare to Pottery Barn beds. I found beautiful vases, and we'll start with the chinoiserie vase, and this one is the larger version. There's a small too. I would get both. Now this larger one is about 10 inches high, and it's $44.99. So I wouldn't call this a bargain, but I would say it's a very beautiful piece, and I love how it has a bit of an altered shape than what you normally see with chinoiserie. And now here comes the smaller one. And I just think those would look so pretty next to each other. They didn't display them right next to each other in the store, I don't know why. But the smaller one is $19.99. This footed bowl has a very tall pedestal, and that is a rarity. So I picked this out to show to you because I thought it was such an interesting piece. It also looks good in the trio of vases. The three vases that are sitting there, I put together and they look wonderful together. Just an unusual look. But the pedestal vase is gorgeous, and it would be wonderful all on its own, if you ask me. And this particular blue color is pretty. This is $34.99, and as I pan out, you're going to see up in the left corner that it has a little friend, and they are meant to go together. So take a look at this. I looked it up afterward. They have the shorter version for $29.99. Wow, these look beautiful together. So getting the pair is so nice. But if you want to get wild and crazy, you could put three vases together, and this is the last one. So you would have a very modern look and then your traditional look, and it would just be very eclectic. I would call this super modern coastal, So this is the blue squiggle vase for $19.99. And, putting the three together would be great, but this would also be a nice standalone somewhere that you needed a bit of a modern splash. But do you see how it's got the wavy look? That is very on trend, but also, like, just in my own mind, you could see the wavy look as something coastal, which, is very Pottery Barn too. Now I have another pedestal bowl that I wanted to show you, but then we'll get back to more blue. I found this pedestal bowl in the clearance section, and this is a lookalike to a designer pottery piece, and a lot of people have duped it, or a lot of retailers have duped it. But this one is so affordable at the moment, and it's $13 and change. I'm going to show you in a second there how much it is exactly. But this, if you have green in your palette, this would be a nice addition to your collection because you'll have something that is very trendy, but also something based on a much more expensive piece. And I can't remember the original maker, but it was very expensive. So this is on clearance for $13.98. I have a couple of mugs to show you, and they were all inspired by my visit to Disney. They look like a mug that I enjoyed some coffee out of at the resort. So I'll show you that in a minute. But this one is $7.99, and I like the glaze, the speckled look, and that natural pottery sort of look, but obviously it's not quite as natural as the real thing. But $7.99 is a pretty good price for a mug of this quality, and it's fairly large. This one's a little more petite, and it has the reactive glaze the little dimples, so it gives it some extra interest, and some just very unique colors. I like the color on the bottom. It's like a gray blue, and that is a pink color that I saw a lot at the resort too. So this is a $6.99 vase. Now we have a much larger version that I think this is more my size if I was having coffee. So I like this one because of the coloring, but also the shape is quite interesting. So this one is $6.99. I saw a beautiful coffee maker at World Market. This is by the brand Hayden, and it's a British brand, but I love the idea that it has the copper. For a lifetime, I've sought out appliances that have a little copper on them. And as you know, that's not what I have in my kitchen now. I've got the gold accents, but I thought this was lovely. And it's only $79.99. Now, I don't know how it does at brewing coffee, but if you wanted a nice aesthetic in the kitchen with your coffee maker, there it is. I just love it. And there's, Valentine's Day is coming up. Could be a cute gift. Mother's Day eventually. Who knows? I spotted this really cool looking radio. It's the Crosley Tribute, and the coloring is very cool. Now, I always show you radios from Target that Joanna Gaines designs with her Magnolia line. But anyway, Crosley was the first maker of radios, the first manufacturer. So this would be a little piece of the true radio brand if you chose to get this one. And it's $49.95 for this cute little thing. I spotted this shaggy heart pillow. It's $24.99. And I thought, how could you resist getting something like this as a Valentine's Day decoration? Because a lot of them can be so silly looking, but this one is so cute. And of course, you could have it outside the season of love as well. So it's very heavy. That's why I had to pause this portion of the video to show you, because I couldn't hold it up steady. It's very heavy, very substantial. I spotted this vintage looking serveware, and I like the cream better, but that eggplant is pretty too. And the larger version is the one that I was more interested in, and it's $49.99. That might seem like a lot for a mixing bowl, but you could use this in such a number of ways, and I just think it's very beautiful. The absolute polar opposite is this casserole dish, which is super modern looking. I was fascinated by this. It's so heavy. So if you don't want to lift a heavy casserole, imagine how heavy it is with things in it. So I lifted the lid, and that even was so heavy. It is $29.99 though, so very affordable and just super cool looking. I fell in love with this classic novel sponge set. So what a fun little gift, or something fun just to have in your kitchen to make you smile while you're cleaning. And the set of 4 is $9.99. That's something really fun about World Market, is they have really wild little gift things too, a lot of the time. Less of them these days than normal, but I thought this was super fun as a gift, or like I said, to make you smile. Do you recall that in a recent Pottery Barn spring video, I showed you their brand new ceramic taper candle holders? And there weren't many out at the time when I showed it to you, but I found these at World Market. They also come in a blue check, so it's white with a blue check. And I have a link to that. I have a link to all of them in the description box, and it's $19.99. So I thought they were pretty cute. So you're gonna get that Pottery Barn look of their ceramic holders. Oh my goodness, they're $9.99. I meant to say $9.99. Sorry. I've actually shown you this marble table previously as a dupe for a Pottery Barn table. It looks just like the Pottery Barn, but I thought since I was in store, I would show it to you in person. And this is on sale for $139 at the moment. But what's unique about this, and the reason why I wanted to focus on it, is that you typically get marble side tables that look very modern, and it's so nice to have one that looks so traditional. It looks French to me. I'm sure it does to you as well, but I wanted to show that off because it's so pretty. For those of you who are into coastal, or if you just want a more summery look coming up for the season, I wanted to show you this hand knotted doormat. So it's a Choir Rope Knot doormat for $29.99. The price is kind of similar to other stores, but sometimes these can run very expensive in boutique shops when you're traveling. So I thought I would show that off there. And it's actually quite wide. Leave it to me to find the cheapest item in the store for you. And you know me well enough to know I did buy 3 of these. So it's $1.49 right now, and it was, I think, $15 originally, but it's a Nordic tree that you can hang ornaments on. Very spare, very minimalist. And I like the color. So I think you can only get these in store because I'm not seeing them online, so I can't link it. But if you have a World Market near you, maybe your store has these. But this was the one that's near Disney World. It's in a town called Winter Garden. I found fabulous deals at Target for the bedroom, and I wanted to share a few different bedroom looks with you, and you won't believe the prices. And I thought the best way to present this to you was to compare it to Pottery Barn prices, just to give you an idea of the incredible savings. My goodness. All right, so let's start with this Target platform 4-poster bed. Now, as you can see, the queen is $303 and the king is $386. And I thought I'd compare it to a 4-poster bed of the same color, which is $21.99 or $23.99. They also have other beds at Pottery Barn that look a lot like this, like the Sausalito, the Modern Farmhouse 4-poster, but I just chose that one to compare because the wood looked the same. But if you needed an update for your own bedroom and you wanted to maybe go from a queen to a king, this is a great way to do that. And I didn't select bedside tables for this, but I might do that in the future sometime. And you know why I didn't have time to do that this week. But I thought this was a wonderful deal. Really kind of want this one. And I think I would get it for a guest room, and I'd get the queen. This one has a very vintage shape, and that is in style. Unbelievably, you've probably just gotten rid of beds like this in your home over the past decade, and now it's back. But isn't that just the way? So I thought I would compare this to the Somerville also. So this is the Somerville headboard only is $7.99 at Pottery Barn, and this complete wood platform bed in queen is $285.99. This doesn't come in a king size. I'm not sure why, but it also comes in white, and I will put a link for that also. But I thought this color, you know, it's so traditional, and if you already have woods this color, this one could squeeze right in. And yes, it is perfect for a guest room or your own bedroom. This entire wood and rattan bedroom set is $345, so that's for all 3 pieces. Now, you know I don't like a slender bedside table, but it does come with these tables, and I was thinking if you got this, those bedside tables could be little accessories in the bathroom, in your powder room, between the sink and the commode, or I don't know, some little spot where you need an extra small table. But I think they're very cute, and they do have brass accents, which I don't think I've shown you the table up close, but I'll insert something at the end with that. But I thought this bedroom, or the bed, was really beautiful, and it's worth the $345 all on its own. And this also only comes in queen. We're doing this comparison after the fact. So the Sausalito cane headboard only is $10.99 for the queen and $11.99 for the king. And how about that compared to getting an entire little bedroom here? And I actually looked at Pottery Barn to see if they had anything like this Target bedroom that I found. It wasn't trying to find something that looked like the Pottery Barn. And I thought, oh yes, they do. Now, the Target bedroom and the Pottery Barn headboard also come with the same exact style, but in black. So I'll link that also. And I'm only linking, I think, the dupes in this video. We'll see. I mentioned in the beginning of the video that I'm in Disney World, and this portion of the video I'm recording in a hotel room, and the air conditioning is quite loud. Now, I want to introduce you to a hotel that I think is very Pottery Barn, so I thought you might enjoy. So this is the Yacht Club at Walt Disney World, and I want to share the paint palette with you of a few rooms, and then some of the decor style. So let's get into that. This being a hotel, it's a vast space, so they're using even more colors in a palette than one would in their own home. But I wanted to share a few of my favorites that fit together perfectly. And the first one, some of you might think is boring, but this is the entrance to the hotel, and the color is Atrium White by PPG. All of the colors I share with you will be by PPG. This is actually a gray color, but it does have a yellowish undertone, and I want to give you a designer tip here. When you do have cool paint colors, if you have grays or blues, having light fixtures with light bulbs in them that are very warm in the glow, or if somehow the shade can give off a warm glow, it makes it just this wonderful full picture. So you've got the cold and something to warm it up to make it feel more homey, and it really does the job. So that's just a tip there. And then I wanted to show you the color that they use for one of my favorite restaurants. At the Ale and Compass, they do have a very deep blue color, and I've matched it to Admiralty. Now this one is blue, but it also has hints of eggplant in it. A lot of, well, and of course gray in it, but a lot of colors that look super nautical tend to have purple mixed in with the blue. It's interesting. But this one I think would look great with Atrium, of course. I'm sure you can imagine that. And then I want to get to the color that's inside of the restaurant because it's so unique. I realize that the sign has some sort of fabric behind it, but that is a color that is in a lounge, which I don't have a picture of, I'm sorry. But it would look great with Atrium, but also with this color. And this color is Mirror Mirror. And inside of the restaurant, it's this beautiful chalky look of blue, but a very light one. And the light varies all throughout the restaurant because you have sunlight coming in from the side and then a lot of lamps. There's just lighting everywhere and very well done. Sconces and chandeliers and all of that. So in some parts it looks almost like a lilac, and it's a really interesting color. It's actually a blue color even though you might think it's gray, but of course it has hints of gray. One of my favorite breakfast spots outside of the park is First Watch, and they have the same exact color in their restaurant, so I thought I would grab some video of it. I'm one of these people that doesn't take personal photos when I'm on vacation. I'm taking pictures of paint on a wall. It's so odd. But anyway, you're seeing how beautiful that color looks in the sunlight because this restaurant is flooded with sunlight. First Watch locations are all over the Northeast, by the way. Let's get back to the Yacht Club, and I will talk about that lamp. But first, let's talk about one of my favorite colors in the resort, and that's what you're seeing on the ceiling there, and the pink color is Coast of Maine. It's actually a gray, but of course it has a lot of blue and a bit of lavender. So this one is very relaxing to the eye. It's almost like a Wedgwood, you know, but it's in certain portions of the ceiling, and they have it on the walls. Now also in the lobby there is a powder blue, but I didn't want to put that in this palette because I'm also kind of helping you combine a palette for your home, and I think the powder blue isn't needed. So anyway, so I thought this chalky blue is very beautiful, and why don't we talk about that lamp now? I've sourced the lamp and it's no longer available, but that exact lamp was available, but I found I found a few lamps for you, okay? But I found this one at Ethan Allen. It's on sale right now for $536, which I'm sure you think is high for a lamp. Now, this Yacht Club lamp is quite tall, and so is the Ethan Allen. Now, the Ethan Allen looks like it might be a little bit darker, but I have a few other things for you that you might enjoy. But actually, as soon as I saw the lamp, I thought of the Boatwright vase from Pottery Barn, which I featured recently. It's new. It was new for the spring, the upcoming summer too. And it's a decent price for such a huge vase, and you can see where it would give you that standout appearance, just like the Yacht Club lamp does. But let me show you a few more lamps. I meant to say, let me show you one more lamp, but I do have two others than the ones I've shown you or I'm about to show you in the links if you want to check them out. But, you know, I'm on vacation, so I didn't have a ton of time to to put these images together. But okay, this one is from At Home, and it's the Providence Navy double gourd ceramic lamp, and I actually prefer this to any of those that I've shown you, and it's less expensive. It's just not so tall. It's 17 inches tall. So I really like this, and I think it would go great with the color palette that I'm sharing with you, and you can see that the shade would give off a yellowish glow like what I was talking about earlier. I saw a few interesting things at the Animal Kingdom Park. We came up close and personal with a rhino, which apparently they are very friendly animals. So it's only about 2 minutes or even 1.5 minutes if you want to just enjoy the rest of highlights of the safari, and then we'll catch up at the end. Thank you for joining me for this very unusual edition of Happiest Places Home. Here at my interior design channel, the videos are typically very different from this, so check those out. But if you liked what you saw, or you want to hear more about some of my design finds in the future, you can look out for my videos every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.